Welcome, everyone. One of the best ways to prepare for the IELTS speaking test is to see it in action. That's exactly what we're doing today with this complete mock test from Spinta. As you listen, think about what the candidate does well and where they could improve. Afterwards, we'll compare notes with a full performance breakdown. Let's begin.
Good morning. Can you tell me your full name, please?
Good morning. My name's Liam Carter. I come from a small town near Bristol, but I live now in the city for work. I am happy to be here today and try to show my best English in this speaking test.
And could you tell me where you are from?
Yes, I grew up in a village close to Bristol. It is quite green and calm, with rivers and old houses. I moved away when I was 20 for university and then for jobs, but I often go back to visit family and to enjoy the quiet.
Do you live in a house or an apartment?
At the moment, I live in a small apartment in the city centre. It is not very big, but it is convenient for my office and shops. I share it with a friend sometimes, and that helps with bills, and also with cooking and cleaning.
What is one thing you particularly like about your home?
I really like the light in the living room because it faces east, so mornings are very bright. That makes it easy to start the day. Also, the neighbors are friendly, and we sometimes chat in the stairwell, which gives a sense of community in the busy city.
Do you work or are you a student at present?
I work as a project coordinator for a mid-sized technology company. My role involves organizing teams, arranging meetings, and making sure deadlines are met. I enjoy the variety, but sometimes it is stressful when there are many overlapping tasks to handle.
What do you enjoy most about your work or study?
What I enjoy most is solving problems and seeing a project through from start to finish. I like talking with different people, learning from them, and finding a way to make things work. It is satisfying when a plan finally succeeds after some hard work.
What do you like to do in your free time?
In my free time, I like hiking and also photography. Combining both is great because I can explore new places and take pictures of landscapes. I am very interested about natural scenes and light conditions, and I try to improve my technical skills when I have time.
How often would you say you do this hobby?
I try to go out at least twice a month for a serious hike, sometimes more in spring and summer. Short walks happen on weekends regularly. Work makes some months busy though, so I plan ahead to make sure I keep a balance between work and outdoor time.
Now I'm going to give you a topic card to talk about. Describe a memorable trip you took. You should say where you went, who you went with, what you did there, and explain why it was memorable. You have 1 minute to prepare. Start when you are ready.
One trip that I remember clearly is a 10-day journey I did last autumn to the Scottish Highlands, with 2 close friends from university. We rented a small car and planned the route ourselves, driving along coastal roads, stopping in tiny villages and hiking in the mountains. We camped one night under very bright stars, which was unusual for me, because I do not camp often. The weather was a mix of rain and sun, but that made it dramatic and beautiful. We visited an old distillery, tried local food, and had long conversations around a small camp stove. It was memorable because it felt like a proper break from city life, and a chance to reconnect with friends. Also, there was a moment when we climbed a ridge, and the view of the valley below was absolutely stunning, and I made some photographs that I still like to look at. If I would have known how cold the nights could be, I would have packed warmer clothes, but overall it taught me to plan better, and to appreciate simple moments with friends.
Why was that trip different from other trips?
It was different because it was less about ticking sites off a list, and more about spending time together and enjoying the environment. We were slower, we cooked our own meals, and we had no strict schedule, which made each day more relaxed. The friendships felt stronger afterwards because we shared small challenges like bad weather and flat tires.
Would you go again to that place?
Yes, I would definitely go back. There are many trails we did not have time for, and different seasons would give other moods and colors. I think a winter visit could be dramatic but colder, and I may plan it with better gear and a longer route to explore more remote spots.
Do you think people travel more now than before?
I think generally people travel more, yes, because transport is cheaper and information is easier to find online. Budget airlines and easy booking mean people can afford short trips, but travel patterns vary a lot between countries and incomes, so it is not universal. Also, social media encourages people to visit famous places.
What are the benefits of traveling for young people?
For young people, travel offers exposure to new cultures and languages which can broaden perspective. It teaches practical skills like budgeting, planning, and independence. Experiences from travel can shape career choices or personal values. It can also build confidence to deal with unfamiliar situations and meet diverse people.
How can tourism affect local communities positively and negatively?
Tourism can bring money, jobs and investment to a community, improving infrastructure and services. On the other hand, it can cause overcrowding, environmental damage, and rising prices that push out locals. If tourism is not managed responsibly, cultural sites may be overused, and the character of a place can be lost.
Should governments do more to protect cultural sites?
Yes, governments should take an active role in protection, because sites have long-term value, beyond short-term tourism income. Regulation, maintenance funding and visitor management are important. But government action must involve local communities, so protection is balanced with livelihoods, and does not simply restrict access without offering alternatives.
How has technology changed the way we plan trips?
Technology has made trip planning faster and more flexible. Apps and reviews help find accommodation and activities, maps are always with us, and translation tools reduce language barriers. It also means people can change plans on the go. However, reliance on technology can reduce spontaneity and sometimes lead travelers to the same popular spots, rather than discovering quieter places.
Right. That is the end of the speaking test. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was a good experience and I appreciate the opportunity.
The candidate demonstrated Band 7 level performance. Notable grammatical errors included saying, I have been working here since 5 years, when the correct form is, I have been working here for 5 years, or I have worked here for 5 years, and saying, if I would have known about the weather, I would have packed better, when the correct conditional is, if I had known about the weather, I would have packed better. A vocabulary imprecision occurred with, I am very interested about hiking, instead of I am very interested in hiking. These errors appeared occasionally across the test and did not prevent understanding. Fluency was generally strong with natural flow, only a few brief hesitations, and a small self-correction. Vocabulary was wide and appropriate for most topics, though there were moments of slight imprecision in prepositions and conditionals. Grammatically, the candidate used complex sentences well, but made occasional mistakes in conditional and time expressions. This performance earns Band 7 because communication was clear, coherent, and mostly accurate across a range of topics, with only occasional errors in complex structures. What prevented a higher score were the recurring slips in conditionals and prepositions, and some minor vocabulary inaccuracies, which would need to be rarer for Band 8. To reach the next band, the candidate should focus on mastering conditional forms and prepositional phrases, and refine precision in word choice. Thank you for practicing with this IELTS Speaking mock test. Visit Spinta for more comprehensive mock tests and personalized feedback to boost your IELTS score.